Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Was that just playing on your phone? Whose phone was that on?
I don't know. I think it had to have been yours.
I don't know.
Unless it was like a background song on a TikTok I was watching, but I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't like just listening to the song. It's got to be a background.
You got a cat hair on your chin. It's like sticking straight down. It was literally like straight down, like one whisker.
It's just because I'm wiser than you, all right? Oh, she been on this microphone too, bro. We're gonna have to add this to your weekly like cleaning tasks.
I didn't know I needed to be aware of that. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like, it just clings, but I still think I would be so good at ASMR.
No one is stopping you but you.
That's true. Because I like a very specific type of ASMR, but people always like do different types of videos to appeal to broader ranges of people, which is great. But then I've only seen the same videos over and over again. Did we already clap?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
It's been a minute and a half.
It's like what I told you the other day where Shelby gave me that video game yesterday, and I was like, wow, how'd you find out about this game? And she goes, you told me about it. Is it that bad?
Oh, my goodness. No wonder you were sick drinking this. This is terrible.
Yeah, I don't really like those, but...
Strawberry. Like, it got worse because it's been...
a few days, yeah.
De-bubble-fied. It was better with the bubbles.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of seltzer. Like, they're really popular because they're lower calorie, and that's great, but...
Lower calorie than what? There's
Like,
100 calories for this shit. I'd rather just drink an energy drink.
Well, I mean, isn't beer and what are those like little like wine coolers are usually kind of high in calorie, aren't they?
I have no idea.
Let me look up
let's look.
Seagram's calorie count. It says
no.
it depends on the flavor. 100 calories for lighter variety pack options. The sweeter, creamier flavors range from 200 to 220.
I've never gone to the store or have been at any party and been like, let me get that creamy Seagram's.
Yeah.
Just as a, what does that mean, creamy?
It says the Calypso Colada would be counted as a creamy flavor.
Sure.
And then let's see
Dude,
about
if I start
Mike's.
sneezing, it's your cat's fault. I didn't realize there was so much fur on this thing.
Yeah.
But welcome to 174. 174 MPs. We are almost halfway through season 4. Next week is halfway. That's how years work.
I got a chill down my spine.
Yeah. It's really exciting.
Ugh.
But, we're on week 2 of Abyssal coming out. Thank you for everyone who has purchased a copy. No refunds. And
Please.
doesn't matter. But hope you enjoy it. If you did, leave a review. It would be much appreciated. We're on track for a third book coming out in October.
Yeah.
Was it October?
October. And I'm also... So I'm on BookFunnel. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just like a platform for our authors to share their books and things. But I've joined a review drive promo. I was like, I can't really think of the word, but
what does that mean? You should like reflect on your driving habits?
No,
or?
so it's everybody in this promo, their book has to be like on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. I don't know what is up with my brain. It's so hard to think of words. Kindle Unlimited, so it's specifically to get reviews for people's books that are like newer or they just don't have as many. So everybody in this promo is specifically looking for reviews.
Dude, I don't know why, but every week I gotta like turn this volume up in my ears. Like I just can't hear.
I think it might be the cats. Maybe like, they're walking around and rubbing all over everything. They're moving the dial.
That is a cat's favorite activity. Styles and walking.
What?
But enough of the self plugs. What topics do you have for us today?
Okay,
What are we diving into? What realm of mystery and or murder, possibly depressing the rest of the world, do you have for us?
I wasn't going to talk about depressing stuff, but now you're making me feel like I should.
I don't want to. I'm just, sticking with your theme.
No, I want to talk about sleep inertia because I saw this term and it made me think about how annoyed you get with me when I wake up.
Yes, that is the only time.
So typically, it's just the feeling of being groggy when you wake up. But some people have a very intense reaction to waking up, and then for anywhere from like half an hour to 2 hours.
Some people, huh? Are those people with you in this room? Because they're with me in this room.
Shut the fuck up. But it basically, it's just you'll feel groggy for the time period. You have slowed thinking, short-term memory poor short-term memory, physical drowsiness, irritable mood. And it says that...
what happened to me.
Yeah, I did. What happened? What'd you do? Did it come out your nose?
No, I hate this seltzer, dude.
Don't drink it.
No, I drank a little bit, but I chuckled like mid-drink. So it splashed and it just went up my nose. And I was sitting here like trying to not laugh so I could listen to you, but it didn't work.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that back later.
Oh, God. My bad. Anyway, I missed everything that you just said.
Basically, sleep inertia for people who it affects for a longer period of time,
Mm-hmm.
it can cause symptoms like of cognitive impairment, like slower thinking, poor short-term memory, physical drowsiness, a feeling of heaviness.
Gotcha. So all you in the morning. Got
Yeah.
it. That's all you had to say.
Well, and then
I got it.
It says it's caused by waking up from deep sleep, sleep deprivation, or circadian misalignment. So, like, if you wake up at an unusual time for your body, and if it doesn't
Yeah. Do you not know your sleep cycle?
I kind of do, but I try to force myself to match your sleep cycle.
Why?
Because
Why would you do that?
I like going to bed at the same time, but I like to stay up later.
That's not at all what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
Like you go through several cycles throughout the
REM
night.
sleep and stuff.
Right. Do you know the times of yours?
Mine, I go into deep sleep almost immediately.
Okay. For how long? Have you ever timed it?
No, I know the average is 90 minutes, but...
Well, sure, like the national average. I'm talking about your average, though.
No, but I should, because I have a lot of sleep issues. I also get sleep paralysis. And when that happens, it makes the waking up much worse.
Yeah, so you should definitely time yours because it would help you a lot.
I really think I need to just get a sleep study done.
Yeah, you've been saying that for years.
I have. But I also don't understand why my parents didn't do it because I've had sleeping problems since I was a kid. Fucked up sleep problems. I've never slept properly.
Like mine, that's why I take 20-minute naps because I don't drop into deep sleep until between 20 and 30. So if I set a timer for 20, I feel rested and awake. But if it's 30 minutes, I will want to sleep for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, no, even if I take a 15, 20-minute nap, I'll feel the same way. I remember when I used to take naps in my car on my lunch break, I'd wake up and be like, this was a mistake.
That's why every time I'm like, I'm going to take a 20-minute nap, and you're like, oh, I'll join you. And I'm like, cool, see you in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I won't see you.
Yeah, I will say if I take a nap, if it's not at least about an hour, I think 45 minutes is my sweet spot.
I have no idea. I know that your longer cycle is usually more than an hour and a half. Because mine is 20 minutes. I drop in deep sleep, and then about 85 to 95 minutes, I'll jump out of it. So I usually will time hour and a half periods of how long I'm sleeping. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
So if my alarm is set for 5 a.m., if I go to sleep at 10, I'll feel worse at 5 a.m. than if I go to sleep at 11 because that's 6 hours apart on the hour and a half cycle.
My body likes to go to sleep from 11 to 12-ish. Like that's where
You can train that. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though.
Oh, I thought it was related.
No, you can train yourself to like fall asleep at different times, or how quickly you fall asleep. You can train that, but like your actual rhythm, I don't know that there is anything you can do to change this cycle that you
No.
subconsciously to go through.
I saw a theory like a while back that said it's very strange that we force people to all kind of be on like the same sleep wake cycles, because it probably had evolutionary benefits that, you know, some people prefer to like go to sleep in the morning time and like, or go to sleep later, you know, that before we were like a hunter gatherer society, it would be a huge benefit to have people on different sleep cycles and circadian rhythms.
Yeah, you would have people that would be up like watching for predators and like adversaries at night, and then people who would be up during the day who would be either hunting or gathering, because like bigger animals sleep during the day and they hunt at night because they have better night vision, right? But we have better day vision, so we would hunt during the day. Or like
Honestly,
being in the fields. If you didn't have a fucking like person with a Walmart flashlight, you know, you might want to be up in the day so you can actually see the fields.
oh my god, I made Jordan watch this movie yesterday. And if you guys haven't heard of it, it's called Ghost Station. The Ghost Station. It's a South Korean movie about a haunted train station. But we were watching it, and Jordan, he's like, "Why do the people in these movies always have the worst flashlights from like the 1990s or some shit?" Like,
Yeah, it's
like
like,
a
the
single
yellow
yellow
plastic
beam.
flashlight, and then they'll aim it at a wall, and you can't see anything to the right of them. I'm like, that's not how light works.
And then he went
Like-
and got like our flashlight that literally brightens the room up like the fucking sun.
Yeah, I was like, I bought this for $10 at Walmart, and I clicked it, and it just went, poof, and
Yeah.
like the whole room's lit up. And you're like, this is crazy.
Or like the batteries start dying immediately. But I think in movies that's like supernatural, you know? They're like, the ghost has turned off the flashlight.
Maybe, but I don't know if it was a movie or video game where you had a flashlight, or whoever had a flashlight, and they turned it on, and this still bothers me. They turned it on, and whoever they were with was like, turn it off, you're gonna waste the battery. And they're like, what are you talking about? The battery's gonna be fine, but right, they go back and forth for a minute. But one of the arguments that the guy was making, one of them, was, oh, it's cold out, you're gonna drain the battery. And I was like, electronics perform better in the cold. Like the battery will last longer in the cold. So I was like, that guy's dumb twice. Like
That's why
Didn't make
batteries
any
stay stored in
sense.
a cool, dry place.
yeah. I was like,
Same thing with medication. I saw this picture earlier. This lady posted of a bunch of her psychiatric meds, and she'd put them in like cute little glass jars and labeled them. And this nurse was like, "This is very cute, but there's a reason they come in orange bottles. Make sure to store them away from light." Just stuff like that, where it's like, no, light really does affect literally everything.
It's like we designed it that way. Like, why are beer bottles brown? Because light affects it. Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It's probably the best time, arguably, for me to do a sleep study. But the idea of it, they're going to hook you up to all these things, and then they're expecting you to sleep like normal.
I will bet you anything you can buy probably like a $20 kit on Amazon, and it will tell you 90% of the useful information that you'll need to sleep better. Like, it won't tell you everything, and you're not going to have a doctor explain it to you. But I bet you can get one that's like, hey, your natural rhythm is 82 minutes.
There are some like at-home ones I've seen. They just specify that they're not as accurate.
Right, but you can get it in the wheelhouse,
Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
Like,
But for me, I'm also just pretty sure that I have a sleep disorder of some kind, and I just, like, I would want to know
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
break
have a
out the
right term.
550 chord each night. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I do know that I have insomnia. That one, pretty easy. Yeah, my doctor's been helping me with that for a long time.
You sleep way more than I do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm always tired.
Always tired, different.
Well, insomnia, there's two different types of insomnia.
Well, you gotta specify, because most of us only know that it doesn't let you sleep one.
So with insomnia,
Not that I'm tired one.
so there's insomnia where you have trouble falling asleep. Like when you sleep, you can sleep fine, but you can't fall asleep. And then there's the type of insomnia where you just constantly wake up.
I got the first one. Every once in a while, I'll just have trouble falling asleep. Like Tuesday night, I was up until 3 a.m. And I was like, I feel tired. Laid down, right? I fell asleep for like 20, 30 minutes maybe. You came back from a friend's house, woke me up. I was sitting there going, oh, okay, I'll go back to sleep. Couldn't fall asleep for the next 5 hours. And like just didn't fall asleep from 10 p.m. till 3 a.m. And I was like, all right.
For me, I usually get like a little combo of both. Like it takes me a while to fall asleep, but because I've dealt with it for so long, I know like if I stay on my phone and read for 20, 30 minutes, eventually my eyes are going to get heavy and sleepy and I'll just fall asleep. So I'm okay with doing that. The waking up constantly is the one that bothers me the most. Like I toss and turn. It gets worse depending on like my hormone cycle and stuff like that. But like I just can't fucking stand waking up constantly. Or like I'll have really intense, weird, confusing dreams and that'll make me wake up constantly. And then you go back to sleep, you know, and you go back into the dream.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because like most of the time when you wake up and then you go back to sleep and then I talk to you about it the next day, you're like, no, I didn't wake up. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like at least I don't sleepwalk anymore. Like I don't think you've ever had to deal with me sleepwalking, so.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, my parents said I used to just do really creepy shit when I was a kid, you know. Or like I had a bunk bed and I slept on the top bunk, so they were really concerned that I was going to hurt myself, but you just do all the things you do when you're awake in your sleep. Just weirder.
Yeah, it's not like you're flailing around.
Yeah. Though I have definitely probably hit you in the face a few times in my sleep. A time or two.
Yeah, probably.
I gotten better though? I feel like I've gotten better. I think it was the worst during COVID.
I don't know. I just push your ass away from me. That's it.
My
That's
favorite
what I do.
is when
I'm
you're like start feeling around. You're like, why the fuck is your knee up here in my rib cage? Like,
it's not even my rib cage. Like I'll turn and my shoulder like hits something, and then I feel it, and I'm like, why is your knee at my shoulder level? I'm like, fuck off. I don't want this.
Because I'm sleeping like in flamingo position. You know?
Yeah, and then I look on the other side of you because you're curled up like a fucking pimento bean, like, you know. And I'm like, what's on the other side of you? Vast oceans of untouched mattress. I'm like, cool. And then I just push you that way. Like, go away.
But yeah, so I thought that was fun. I will say, if you can't sleep, you shouldn't stay in bed. Like, especially if it's a long time you're trying to sleep and you can't. Like, I always say either get up and like go do something, like play a game for a little bit, or take a shower. But if you stay in bed constantly when you can't sleep, you're training your brain to stay awake in bed.
So what's your excuse for laying in bed on your phone every night?
It helps me sleep.
It doesn't. It's scientifically proven to not help you sleep. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's why I have like all the light filters and stuff on my phone. So it goes into night mode and then it's like the anti-blue light stuff. It just helps me to read when I'm trying to fall asleep.
Could also just read a book.
But it's dark.
No solution to this problem. I'll get you a 90s flashlight. How about that?
Yeah, so I saw a different video earlier about this mom showing her kids how to make something, and she goes, "You know what? I should have been more specific. That's my bad." Because she's doing something in a baking dish, and she asked her kid to put tortillas down in it, and the kid just drops all the tortillas like in a pile, and she goes, "You know, that's my fault. I really should have specified." And it just reminded me of when your dad asked me to butter the buns, and you were like, Dad, I told you got to give her specific instructions because I buttered the buns. But apparently you're supposed to butter the inside.
Yeah, I don't know if we've told that story on here or not.
You can tell it. You're better at telling things.
So we'd been together for at least a few years, I think.
At least a few years, yeah.
I don't know. But you were over at my dad's house. I was living there. I think it was right after college.
This was the new house.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like your dad's birthday a year or two ago.
No, I think it was. I don't believe that.
Because I was helping him make burgers, and I was next to the stove in their new house, and your dad went outside for like a second.
No, I don't remember any of this. That
Okay.
didn't happen.
Well, so it is the
what
new
happened
house.
was, anyway, I don't know why you got to poke holes in everything. Does the timeline really matter to you right now?
No.
So shut up. Anyway, we were there apparently visiting because no one's allowed to be wrong in this fucking lifestyle. And I have previously attempted cooking with this person and have navigated it as
Still
best I
is
can.
navigating it.
So we were there, and my dad starts cooking, but he's cooking outside, I think on a griddle or grill or something. And we were doing like some prep work basically inside. And so Ripley asks if she can help. And he says, sure. And I told him, I said, if you want her help, you need to like be very specific on what help you need. And he's like, okay, yeah, I got it. And I was like, all right. So like he asked her to do, hamburger, cheeseburger things, like unwrap the cheese, put them on the plate, get out the buns, put them on the plate. And then we get to, he goes, hey, butter the buns, because he likes toasting the buns. And if you don't, you're a heathen and I don't love you. So what? Do you prefer untoasted buns? Are we finding this out right now? What?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? What are you talking about?
I like my bread to not be toasted.
You don't eat the bread. Shut the heck
Same
up.
thing with my sandwiches.
No, that's wrong. You're wrong. You don't even eat the bread. Why do you just want like a soggy mess on the outside of your sandwiches?
Well, if people would just let me have it without the bread and not make it a big deal.
Okay. Eat it without the bread.
But continue.
That's why you toast the bread. So that it still maintains breadiness, but also doesn't fall apart into mush.
Listen, my mom taught herself how to do everything, and then I had to teach myself how to do everything because she also didn't know how to do it.
Not when it came to cooking. When it came to cooking, she just burned everything. So when we started like toasting bread, and then you were just like, what is this? Flavor and it stays in the right shape? Anyway, so he says, can you butter the buns? Because we in this civilized culture, we toast the buns of the burgers. And if you haven't tried it, you should, because you've been living under a rock. That's crazy. But go ahead, try it. But as Ripley learned, right? So she goes over, starts buttering the buns. I'm not paying attention. I'm, with my sister or whoever doing something. And my dad comes back in and he goes, what are you doing? And I look over and everyone looks over. And now we're all staring at these buns.
And me.
And the buns all have butter on the outside. And and she's just standing there and she goes, you said to butter the buns. And I look over and see the butter on the outside. And I was like, you weren't specific, were you? And he goes, you know what? I guess I wasn't. You warned me about this. And I was like, yeah, I did. I told you. I told you this would happen.
I started like crying and laughing at the same time. I was not happy. I was upset, but then it was also funny. And I was like, I don't know how to feel.
And my dad's like, the outside's already cooked. We're trying to toast the inside. What are you talking about?
I'm a fun person.
So good, dude.
This reminds me, though, of the story you said I should tell on the podcast because you had forgotten all about it. So.
Oh, my goodness. You're just going to talk forever.
When I was in high school,
Ugh.
I took theater. And the intro theater class was all on its own, but then the second, third, and fourth year students all had a class together. And like the seniors would direct the younger kids, and it's a part of like their curriculum, But I remember there was this one scene I was doing, and we specifically had to come up with like an audio component to learn how to like incorporate sound design into productions. And so I go up to my teacher to give him my phone to plug in and like play the music. and tell me why.
Just up until this moment, I didn't know what story this
and
was.
also,
but
I would like you all to know it's in a theater. Like the whole class took place in the theater. So like there's a large drop down screen like for a projector, and it's projected on this giant ass screen in the theater. And it pops up Big Tits McGee's iPhone. I had no clue that my phone was called that. And there's my like 30, 40-year-old fucking high school theater teacher, like looking at like, I think I was like 16. Like, what the fuck? And he just kind of unplugged it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I bet that was like my mom's phone name or something. And like somehow it got, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is so awkward. And then later, I go to tell Jordan about it after class, and he goes, oh, yeah, I forgot I did that. Because he had changed my iPhone's name from Ripley's iPhone to Big Tits McGee.
I don't believe that story. I think you did it subconsciously.
No, I did
You're
not.
just like, let me set some goals in life.
I
And you
definitely would not have
it.
done that. But I was reminded of this story like a few weeks ago because my friend Lizzie from school commented it on my Facebook. She goes, remember BTM? And I was like, fuck, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then my theater teacher added me on Facebook a few days later. So that's fun.
Oh, man. That's amazing. Oh. Woo.
Yeah. So thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, I had a great. So the World Cup's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
And there's some games going on in Texas, which doesn't help when I get hotel rooms for work. So the hotel that I normally get is like $80 a night, I think. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like super cheap, but it's nothing crazy expensive. And you know, it has walls and they clean, you know. So
sometimes.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, this past trip I had to take, I was there for 2 nights, and they were $200 a night for the World Cup, and I was like, I'm not paying $200 a night.
Absolutely not.
So I found a place that's literally right next door. That I was like, oh, I've seen this place. It's next door to the place I usually stay, and it's only, I think it's like $95 a night. I was like, okay, well, I'll pay the $200. I'm not going to pay $400 for 2 nights. So I go to this place. Now, I should have paid the $400. It was, the outside, it looks just as nice as the other place, but I should have known about this half price thing. It was, So I go in there, and it felt like it was a motel, but they were really trying for that H. You know what I mean? They were really going for it. Like, all the cameras had exposed wires behind them. The lobby, okay, they're in the middle of refurbishing everything. So it was weird what was fixed and, like, to make it look very, like, a nice, and what was very much from the motel era. You know? It's like the hotel was going through puberty. And... So I walk in, the tile, the furniture, the decorations, all nice. Things that you'd expect to see in like a 3 or 4 star hotel. I was like, okay. And then I get to the counter, and they've got computers that are from the 90s. And I was like, all right, well, we're going back. All their security cameras had like exposed wiring, and they looked like it'd be in like 420. Like, it didn't look like it was in any sort of like graphic that you'd be able to understand. You know, like for some reason the video would be taller than it is wider. Like it was filmed on a half mobile phone. That's what it looked like. Check-in went fine. You know, I was fine with that. And then they go, we're leaving the exit doors open right now because they're repainting all the hallways. So we don't want the fumes, you know, everything. Okay. And I was like, okay, that's fine. He goes, so upstairs, just don't touch the walls. He said they already did all the doors and the rooms, so you're inside the rooms is fine. Just the hallways don't touch the walls. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And so I go upstairs. Place didn't have an elevator, but they only had 2 floors, so I was like, okay. But again, that's kind of a motel move, you know? Yeah. So I go up the stairs. The stairs did not have new carpet. The carpet was very old. And I was like, yes. Turn, they were painting the upstairs. The smell hit upstairs. I was like, okay, but it's
I'm
nothing.
getting high today.
But it was nothing like overly strong because they had the doors open. I'm like, they're refurbishing. It's fine. So I go into my room and I turn around and I push the door. The door doesn't close.
It's kind of a big deal.
I'm pushing the door. Door doesn't close. Door doesn't close. And I was like, I look at it. They put so much paint on the outside of the door that it didn't align correctly anymore with the frame.
That's like
I was like,
the landlord special.
yeah. And so I was like, okay. And so I was like, well, I'll go back downstairs, right? And then I'm opening the door again, and the painters are outside, and they're like painting the door, like, or the wall right across from my door. And I was like, I don't want to walk past them because they're set up all throughout. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get this door closed. So I go back in real quick, dodge that social interaction, and
like a pro.
I was like, this door will shut. And so I push the door shut, and I'm like pressing against it to try and get it to just latch into place because it's just like maybe a hair of an inch that you just gotta push it so it'll latch in. It's not budging. Like I'm looking like I'm doing like trying to do a push up on the wall here, just trying to get it through. It's not working. And I was like, all right, well, this is what's happening. So I opened the door a little bit, and you know how most hotel room doors like it auto closes. This one didn't, so there was no resistance in it. And I was like, oh, perfect, this will be easy then. And I just take the door, open it, and just slam it shut just loud as fuck. And I was like, perfect, we're good. And it closed.
You and I have very different personalities.
I was like, it closed. And then I was like, let me see if anyone heard. So I go to the people. There is no people. And I was like, this is weird.
Like
and then I
painted over?
realized they painted over it. So I was like, it should be here. And then I felt the bump where it used to be. And I was like, maybe I could just scratch the paint off. Sure enough, I scratched the paint off, and the piece of paper that they had used to block the lens was still on there. They forgot to take it off. So I just peeled the paper off I could see outside.
Okay. Because I have seen some hotels where they like paint over it, and it's like, this completely defies the point of me having people.
I just had to pull a sticky note off of it. So I looked through, everything's fine. I go in the bathroom, all of the floor, the sink, and the shower, it all had new tile. The mirror was new, the vanity was new. The plumbing was being covered up with painted plywood, so that was a little weird. Like that was still from their motel era.
Interesting. Okay.
But everything else, I was like, this is nice tiling. Like the tile work was pretty decent, nothing grand, but it was pretty good. And I go in the rest of the room, all the lights are like dim yellow. So I turned on all the lights, still could barely see. I'm like, all right. I was like, that's motel era lights. The carpet was the same as the outside. It was old.
I'd be interested
like,
in getting a black light.
I was like, they need to fix the carpet. It's fine. And then I set the AC to where I was working. That office building had no AC, so it was 90 degrees in there. So I was like, I'm looking forward to this hotel room. I'm setting that bitch to like 65. So I set it to, I think, like 66, maybe 68, somewhere in there. The temperature sensor was broken, so it didn't know what temperature it was in there. So I walked in, it said 72. I turned it to 68. It would run for an hour. It would say 68. And then I'd like go pee, come back, and it would say 74 and be on again. I'm like, how did that just happen? And I watched it like fluctuate over the course of an hour, down to like 64, up to like 72, down to 68. Like it didn't know what temperature it was.
That's
and I was
weird.
Like, all right.
Not even a consistent like.
No,
change.
I was like, okay, that's cool. So, so yeah. I was there for 2 nights. I had to close that door probably 4 times. Every single time, slam the shit out of it. The most awkward time, I don't think you would have survived. This is the social scenario. I walked up the stairs. My room is immediately adjacent to the stairs, like the top of the stairs. I walked up there, forgot about the whole door thing because it'd been a long day in a non-air-conditioned building. I turned the corner. I use my key. Key doesn't work. I'm like, I got to go back downstairs. I turn. The owner, who I've had several conversations with at this point, is standing next to me because he was coming out to do maintenance, right? And he goes, I'll get the door for you just on your way out. If you need to just stop by the front, we'll redo your key. And I was like, oh, that's nice of you. Thank you. So he opens the door for me, right? I walk in, and that's when it hits me. Oh shit, the door is broken. I can't close it. Right. So I turn to like grab something or like pretend I need something so that I can make sure he's walked away before I just like mutilate this door and punch it into a place. Right. No, he's standing in the hallway next to my door and he's putting up a sign that says wet paint. I was like, oh man. So now he's not only helped me open the door, I've missed like the social, correctness of being like, hey, by the way, this door doesn't close right, because we've already ended the conversation. But now I've turned around to see him in the hallway just standing next to the door. And I was like, oh no, I got to slam the door shut in order to get it to shut. So you're in this scenario, what are you going to do?
I would have just gone and told him that the door wasn't shutting and just got the key fixed at the same time.
No, he's standing next to you in the hallway.
Oh, well, I would have just told him the door wasn't working.
Yeah, you've already ended the conversation with him.
You
though.
started the conversation again.
That's what you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
It's
I
not like,
took it upon myself.
It's been a while. Like, you literally just stopped talking to each other. So, like.
No, it had been a while.
How long?
Like, I walked in, pushed the door shut, went, like, took off my jacket, put some things down, turned around. The door had started swinging open again because it didn't shut, and I'd forgotten. Like, it'd been a few minutes at least. And then I opened the door and saw him standing there.
I probably would have said something. I would have been like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, this door isn't closing properly because of the paint. Like, I have to slam it shut. And then he would either say, oh, yeah, or I could fix it.
Nah.
So what happened next?
Huh? Oh, he hung up the sign that said wet paint, and then he was walking by, and he went down the stairs, and as he was going down the stairs, I was like, nah, it's fine. Bam! Just slammed it shut behind him.
Why did you just wait till he was always all the way gone?
He was already walking by when I saw the door kind of like half swinging open. Like, and then I saw him hanging the sign, like he had just hung the sign, and then he was walking by, and I was like, nah, too late now. And so,
Well,
but that was the last night I was there. So the next morning I checked out and was like, hey, by the way, my key doesn't work and the door doesn't work either. Bye.
and that was the last story of the day. So we hope you like ending off on that thought. We know we did. That's Jordan. I'm Ripley.
Whoa. Do not mislabel yourself, okay?
What should I call myself?
BTM. We've been over this.
I'm BTM. That's Jordan. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.